Hi, thanks for watching. This is a quick look at how Google views and ranks websites in the search results. By understanding how the program works, you can use it to your advantage to increase the traffic to your site by getting it on the first page, so that way you're the first click and the first call whenever anybody is searching. So I've got your website pulled up here, and for some reason I've got a margin issue that I needed to zoom out to be able to see it all. It's great you've got your information right at the top of the page. People can email you right away. They see everything that you're doing. The only issue that I'm really seeing here is that there really isn't a whole lot of content on the page. And the reason that's a problem is because when Google is looking to rank the website in the results, it's going to do so based on two factors. And the first is the content. So it's going to come in and read and count all the text on the page. Now it's generally looking for about 1,500 to 2,000 words minimum because it assumes that the more information you have on the page, the more of an expert you are and the more likely it is to recommend you. Now, while it's counting the words, it's also searching for keywords, which would be anything that a customer would type into Google search, which is usually going to be a service that you offer and then the area that you offer it in. Now, this is where the number of words on the page really comes into play because you're only allowed to have one of these keywords for every 150 words of text on the page. Now, the second way that Google is going to rank the website is based on its authority, which is basically just a popularity contest. Now, there are two ways to build authority. The first are to get citations. Now, those are any time that your name, address, and phone number appear in an online directory. Those include Yelp, Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau. They're usually all free. It just takes some time to find them all, register your business, and then input the information exactly as it's shown in Google. The second way to build authority is through what's called backlinks, which is when another website links or refers back to yours. It basically acts as an endorsement that Google uses to build trust because others are vouching for you. You can kind of look at it similar to a customer review. If you had 1,000 five-star customer reviews, people would think pretty highly of your business. Google's doing the same thing. It's just using other websites to make this judgment. So to see how this determines where your website ranks in the search results, if we go back in here, the first thing you're going to see come up is what we call the Google Map Pack. This is actually a pretty important area to try to get into because nearly half the people that are searching will just click on one of these top listings. To be listed in here is free. You just need to fill out your Google business profile. It's part of the Maps app, so you can do it right from a smartphone. When you're doing so, you want to fill out as much information in all the fields as possible, including the services that you offer, the areas you offer it in, and even the hours of operation. Then you want to continuously add photos that are geotagged within your service area. Upload those as well as posts to the profile on a regular basis. You want to have customers leave reviews and then get as many of those citations, those name, address, and phone number directories. You want to be listed in more directories than anybody else on this list. Then underneath that, this is what we call the organic search results. This is where the higher the authority or the more trust Google has in your website, the higher up in the list that you're going to rank. So to demonstrate this, I put your website into this tool that I have, and it shows me all the information that Google finds when it indexes your site based on its content and the authority. So just to define these terms, if the local news station did an article on their website for the top 10 construction companies in Massachusetts, and in that article the reader could click on a link and it would bring them to your website, that would be considered one referring domain. So just to put some things into perspective, I've taken the top results from 3 different searches based on the services that you offer, and then a little bit outside your area just to kind of show you how it works. And you can see what kind of authority that their sites are bringing and the reason why they're ranking at the top of the first page. Now, as you can see, as you get into more competitive markets, those numbers increase because there are more people that are trying to get to that spot. But something to note here is it's not just a matter of the quantity of these links, it's the quality. So we need to make sure that we're finding sites such as those news sites, directories, blog sites, anything that's inside of the construction, home remodeling, renovation type fields, so that way it's relevant, and then Google will add that for some power and authority to your site. Now, as you can see, as far as the content, Google is not picking up any keywords because, like I said, there's just not enough content on here to qualify to be able to get those keywords in there. But this is where we do some research. and we find all the highest volume. The volume is the estimated number of times per month they're being searched. So we find all the highest volume keywords, and we make sure that those are being included and found on your site. So for instance, kitchen and bath remodeling contractors is being searched estimated 200 times per month. If you were on the first page of Google, 200 people would be seeing your site. We usually are pretty conservative and say that only 10% of those will actually click on your site and become a lead and give you a call. Of those 20 potential leads, I don't know exactly what the conversion rate is for your business, but if we're even more conservative and say only a quarter of those actually become customers, you could be looking at a potential of 5 new customers per month just off of one keyword. So then we would repeat that same process for all the highest volume keywords relevant to the services that you offer and the areas that you offer it in, and make sure that those are being found on your website. But in order to do so, it seems like this would have to be rebuilt a little bit with those keywords and content in mind, so that way you could actually get picked up for them. So I hope this information was helpful and it allows you to scale some of your online presence. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or if you'd like me to go into any further details. We could also talk about your goals, and I can do some research to find out what it would take for you to reach those. And I always appreciate getting feedback as well to find out if information like this is useful for you. So please let me know what you thought. Thank you, and I hope this helps.